Good morning, Sheriff.
And
Senator.
thank you also for coming to my office. And I wish we'd had more time to talk, but schedules didn't allow
You
that.
promised that we would.
Well, we'll do that then.
Yes, sir.
Some of the things we talked about, the one issue that I have, and this is certainly not an attack on what anyone believes,
Right.
but you have a website, and on your resume was it's called CROW. It's the Coalition for the Remembrance of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
And since this is in the public domain, it's out there for everybody to see. And the issue that I have, I guess the problem I have is some of the comments I know were made not by yourself, but by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad,
Yes, sir.
and probably some 80 years ago,
Yes, sir.
and in his writings. But some of those to me are incendiary. You know, they're some of the comments made, some of what his beliefs were under listing what Muslims believe and what they want under his comments about that are listed there. And I guess as it starts out on the home page, it talks about the plain truth as given to us by our leader and teacher. And I guess that's an acknowledgement of what he said. But some of the things he says in this, as we've talked, I think are kind of disturbing. And so that's the problem I have, I guess, and especially when we put these things out there in the public domain. And I will say I've watched several episodes of your show on the internet, and I didn't see a lot of the things that are said here repeated.
Right.
But could you,
Well,
I guess, give me some assurance, or I'm just struggling with this issue here.
yeah, I think I shared with you, I'm a person that is accepted by many people all around the world. And when we talk about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I suggested that you look at it in context. That's a biography on him. I'm in archivists where we maintain history. And as I shared with you, we had different histories. And so I didn't know mine, quite frankly, sir. And what I wanted to do is to make sure that I get acquainted with that history. So I mentioned to you about the Constitution. We can't go back and change the Constitution when they suggest that we're 3/5 of a human being, but that's there, And I'm telling you, it is a biography of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the archivist, and I told you that I deal with people from all walks of life. You asked me another question off the record relative to another person. You wanted to know my views on those persons, and I happened to share with you an invitation that these persons had sent to me. We can talk about it openly, it doesn't matter. My point is that you're judging Munir Muhammad for his work and what I have done. Those who have been on the commission with me for years, people who have known me, they know of my record. And you asked me, I think, that I want to separate. I told you I had the aspirations of becoming a great politician once. And I have been voting all those years, and you said the Honorable Elijah Muhammad didn't vote. So obviously, that was a different time. Well, he didn't, and that was.
Well, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay. But we said a lot of things. In fact, I thought we had a great time. But all I can say to you, sir, is that I live here in America, and every time I travel, the first thing I think about, what day will I get back? So I'm here in America. I plan to be here. I'm not trying to separate from you, anybody else. So I don't know in what other way that I could answer you. But I told you that technically I'm not inclined. I don't do the websites, not because I don't want to. I don't know how. So just saying to you. But you're going
Can you see though how some of the statements on
Well,
that
I
website
would
would
see
be
if
disturbing to people?
I would see that if if you didn't look at it in context and when it was and the conditions of at that time. I told you that I don't go around acknowledging the 3/5 of a human being, but that's there.
Okay.
And so I do my best.
Mr. Chairman? May I comment there?
Yes, sir.
I think, and I had a great conversation with Senator Bivens also, and I think it's important that we restore our history and that we make it available. And a lot of our history isn't pretty. A lot of our history is a lot of hurt and pain, but it's the history. And as a historian and an archivist, if they're not his comments, then I don't see why it's a problem based on something a leader of our community said some years ago, based on the lifestyle that was given at that time. And if we think about religion, I think so many of us share so many different religions. That's the beauty of all of us. We have different beliefs. We're diversity, and I think that's what the Human Rights Commission is all about. It should be a level of diversity that has a reflection on many different walks of life, many different religions and backgrounds and beliefs, because that's what the state of Illinois looks like. That's who we are. We're not a one-sided or one particular group or person or belief. And so I like to hope that we can move from Mr. Munir's adoption. I've not heard from any other members that he's served with. This is a reappointment. We've not heard that there's been any challenges with him on the commission, and I hope we could move forward with this reappointment.
Thank you.
Senator Ryder.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning.
Good morning.
I want to follow up actually on some of the things that Senator Bivens asked you about, but a theme that actually Senator Lightford raised. I've looked at your website. In fact, I have a copy of the printout here. One of the pages, it talks about what Muslims want. And there are several declarations in here that all of them start with the words "we want," and then there's different things in here. And I'll first ask, now you're part of the group that originated this website, correct?
I guess you would say that, yes.
Okay.
I have a website, crowtv.org.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're listed pretty prominently in here. So I want to make sure that
Yes, sir.
I'm right insofar as attribution to your contribution to the website.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who's the we? Who's the we?
That was the 1930, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and those that he was with. The man that was put in jail for teaching his own children on 11th and State. The man who was sent to prison for something that he was too old to go to the war. That's the man, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Okay.
I was not born.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've shared with you, and I think Senator Lightfoot said it much better than I could have ever said it, of what I do. You know, I didn't put the website together because, as I told you, I don't do that. But that's a biography, if you look at it, of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Well, no, actually, the section I'm referring to is absolutely not a biography. That would be where the person
It say the
born.
biography of the Honorable Elijah
I tell you,
Muhammad.
if I could finish,
Okay.
then why don't you and I have a conversation here?
But it
You'll
does,
understand,
Senator.
excuse me,
Okay.
you'll understand where I'm going with this, okay? It said, a biography is who a person was, where they were born, maybe what they believed in.
Okay.
This is, I'm just
What they
trying,
believe in.
okay,
Okay.
when it says we want, I'm simply asking, I'm not trying to make a point here, I'm asking for information. Who is the we? Is that Muslims? Is that the creators of the website? Or is it just Elijah Muhammad, but you're just using we rather than he?
Well, he certainly wrote it, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. See, there is no Nation of Islam since he's no longer here, as the archivist. That's one of the reasons that it's like that. In 1975, that ended that. He was the Nation of Islam. He is the Nation of Islam. That's a point that needs to be made clear.
Are you part of that?
Yeah, I'm an archivist.
You're not part of the Nation of Islam?
We don't call it the Nation of Islam.
What do you call it?
I call it CROW, the Coalition for the Remembrance of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Are you questioning what my religious beliefs are? Is that
No,
what-
I'm trying to find out whether or not the statements here that say we want, whether or not you feel like you're part of the we. Maybe I should have started it that way.
Yeah,
Are you part of the we?
maybe you should. Let me say this. The most prominent part of that this man asked me about was, did I believe in separation? Am I a person that's functioning like I believe in separation, sir? That's the part that I don't understand. You didn't address when we talk about the 3/5 of a human being. Do we talk about George Washington, who owned slaves, Thomas Jefferson?
Well, we
Are they-
can, but he's
but
not
I'm-
before,
but
he's
my
not before the
point-
table for a hearing.
But I'm just saying, you make me defensive as if that I'm not entitled to any history. My
Sir,
history
I
is-
promise I'm not doing that. I'm
Well,
just-
that's the way it appears to me, sir.
Okay, I'm simply asking whether or not you consider yourself part of the we. It's not an attack. I'm just asking whether or not you consider yourself part of it. That's it.
Yeah, well,